Diane Abbott, the brave, the gorgeous, the long-standing Diane Abbott has once again been suspended from the Labour Party, a party that she's been in since the 80s, a party that she's helped win numerous elections, and she stood within that party when they were going through their darkest moments, has been suspended. And for what? For talking about the hierarchy of racism. And let's not be naive about it. Her opponents know about the hierarchy of racism. They know that being black, being brown, being Muslim, being a visible ethnic minority is so much more difficult than being white adjacent or being white. Across the globe, in Australia, 75% of Muslim health professionals are facing Islamophobia, finding their workplace a dangerous environment, yet there hasn't been a massive outcry from the government, from the opposition. The victimhood of Muslims is so much less covered and so much less immediate and important than the victimhood of other minority groups that aren't necessarily white adjacent. It's also really important to understand that by being quiet, we actually engage ourselves in the very prosecution or the persecution that we're involved in. We need to support Diane Abbott because she supports us. She's living our experiences. The unfair vilification of Mamdani, a progressive socialist, up against a sexual predator in Chris Cuomo, someone who's had to be removed from office because of his deviant past. Now, if you have a look at the criticism that Cuomo is facing for his past versus the criticism and the negative media backlash against Mamdani, there's your racism. There's your hierarchy of racism. That Mamdani is being pillared and pulled and dismantled by the corporate media, by the establishment, yet Cuomo is being protected. Let's go all the way back to the 2000s. Melanie Phillips, the Israeli British journalist, wrote a book, Londonistan. Let's just stop right there. Let's not go beyond that. If I wrote a book called New York, what would happen to me? Think about it. Well, that didn't happen to Melanie Phillips. She got a pass. She got the access to the media. She got to peddle her book, and no one challenged her about the outrageous Islamophobic context of that title, let alone the content of the book. Diane Abbott is once again taking a bullet that we don't want to take, but we need to stand with her. We need to stand in front of her and behind her and protect her. She's not just talking about walking down the street. She's talking to access to power. She's talking about how we're seen in the media. She's talking about how we're seen in the public and how our victimhood always seems to generate less sympathy, less legal protections, less police protections, less social protections than the victimhood of other groups, particularly white adjacent groups.